Hello, how are you doing? My name is Landry. Like I said, as I've promised, here is a complete breakdown of why it's so amazing, this whole thing called PAX. And the thing is, I started doing Paxful about uh, roughly almost 2 years ago, and it has been amazing. And I don't want to waste your time. I just want to jump right into it right away. So, here is a few things about what's going to happen. Here's a few Paxful secrets I'm going to share on this free webinar. And this is not a live webinar. This is so much more. Other than my weekly videos, I do have a Discord group that I will open to all of those who are actually following through with the next things I'm about to teach and want to actually start earning a real steady income. Now, let's just clear the air here for a second. Yes, a full-time income can be made from the comfort of your own home. I know a lot of people say the same thing in all of their YouTube videos and things like that, but I'm being serious here, guys. It's one of those things that is true. I'm not gonna, pull the rug out from under you and say, if you follow my affiliate marketing thing and all of that. And I see so many of those guys who are like, oh, I just made $20,000 yesterday in doing this. Yes, all of that is true. It is possible when you do Paxful, but guys, I am here to just be real upfront with you because I'm not the whole guy that likes to run around telling all those big numbers like that. I just want to keep it real because that is the only way you are going to learn and how I'm going to be able to teach you if I just am I just honest. That's the thing. And so I'm just going to tell you a few things. No, money won't fall from the sky if you join anyone's course. It takes work. So even with those guys in the affiliate marketing, and I know a lot of them who say things like that, it did take work for them. And no, you can't just sign up and be making 50,000 per month in the next 30 days. And guys, even when I share different things on here about numbers and all of that, that is, those are, you didn't see all the stuff I did before we got to that point. But again, you will be doing some amazing things even sooner than you expect because I want to just knock out all of the things that I fell into and just kind of want to teach you there. So there is not a software person who will do all the work for you. That's not one of these things I'm pushing. Okay, my system will do 33% of the work for you, maybe even a little more, and teach you how to work smart, but you will still have to work. And you will, guys. As with anything, you will have to work. If you want hype and lies, then just log off now. If you want get rich quick, you're not going to like my education. And if we work together, you'd hate my mentorship. Before we cover the 3 pitfalls in Paxful, I'm going to quickly in the next 60 seconds just explain why trading on Paxful in general is such an amazing business. So why Paxful? Well, easy, large income potential, flexible hours, even for people who say, I'm only going to do this part-time, that's totally fine. And the third one, you can come and go as you please. I know there's been many times where I was having one of those hot months where everything was going great, and then I was just kind of like, it's time for me to step away from the computer, actually get some sunlight. And I put no need to have a warehouse. Now, what's so great about this is you're not selling how you are doing drop shipping or things like that. No. And I come from one of those backgrounds, and that's why I left no need to have a warehouse. That's more for me than it is for you. Just understand you don't need product in your home. I'm not telling you, go on Alibaba, go on AliExpress, and you're going to find these things. I'm simply telling you, like, if you have just a few of these things I'm about to show you, you'll never need a warehouse. You won't need to do any of that stuff. And again, that's more of a reminder for me than it is for you. So, moving on. So, why Paxful? Well, and I'll break it down. I mean, you can go look up why Paxful is so great, but I'd love to cover everything because I'm super pumped about you even viewing this free video. So why Paxful? Well, it's one of the leading peer-to-peer Bitcoin marketplaces around. They give you the option of buying or selling BTC directly, that's Bitcoin by the way, from other people all around the world, which means no waiting in lines at banks, no third-party entities, and no applications. And I know you guys hate filling out those things as much as I do. Even when I was working e-commerce, I had to go to the bank, and it was 20 minutes just for me to pay a supplier and things like that. It was a headache. And so Pax offers about 300 payment methods, which include bank transfers, gift cards, cash deposits, online wallets, debit, credit cards, digital currencies. Again, so many things you can do on there, guys, to make money. Now, is Pax safe? Yes, that is the short answer. Pax itself is safe. They have a two-factor authentication for those who have an account. They have an escrow, which means as soon as you start a trade, someone can't just try to throw out things that you didn't want there and say, okay, now pay me, and it's up to you, and you just lost your money. That's not how it goes. Pax in of itself is safe, but there are a few things that make it dangerous. If you sell off of Paxful, if the things I'm about to teach you later, and if you sign up for my mentor program, I am going to hammer this in your head until it sticks. Do not trade with anyone off of Paxful. You will go to jail. That is not a joke. I'm not here to scare you. I'm not here to sell you on anything. You will lose. And moving on. So here are some simple numbers that let you see the potential in Paxful trading. Now, when I was first shown these things from a mentor of mine, I had no clue what Paxful was at first. And so I was just kind of like, okay, maybe it's one of these things like it is with drop shipping and Facebook and things like that. But when he showed me these numbers, stuff like that, and as you can see, amount traded and how I wrote everything out. Again, this one was for me, but I was like, hey, I want to show my viewers and things like that. So right here, where it says 5,000 amount traded. So I traded about $5,000. I have no clue why this says 11.4. That was an error on my part on Excel. But again, amount traded like $5,000 that day. Here it is at 24%. That means 24% of what you traded. Now again, we're treating this like a business. 24% of what you traded for that day, this is what you got to take home. Okay? This is one of these pretty good days where I did about 11K and traded, and this was the percentage on it. So guys, these percentages are going to change up and down, and if you follow, and here's the thing, this people would say, well, James, that's pretty low amount compared to all these, but guys, you should have seen the amounts that were lower on side the account of Paxful that made theirs like 8%, 7%. Okay. It gets bad. It's a dog-eat-dog world on Paxful. I'm not going to lie to you. But here's the problem. A lot of people go into that, and you hear the train tracks in the background. That's my warning to you. Don't think that everything's all easy and going to go good. But I'm telling you, with the things that I'm about to show you in here, that's how you turn days like 14.7% into days like this. And these are the rest of the days that follow. And also some things that kind of happened on here is probably the time of day I started, and maybe because I don't always go on there every day. And the days that I do go on there a little longer, you see what we have here. Again, you can pick up where you left off, like I said earlier. So, who am I? And what do I know about Paxful that you need to listen? Now, before I share my quick story, I first need to let you know that once I fell for several of these lies I'm going to kind of share with you and expose in these videos, and I am absolutely going to share with you a way to make money using Pax without even signing up for my mentorship. Seriously, guys, with everything going on, inflation and crazy things like that going on in this world, everyone needs a win, and I'm definitely going to give you that win at the end of this. So, I'm not special. I also lost money learning how to earn online, just like with everyone else. I'm an author, I'm a coach, as opposed to a teacher. A coach is the one that motivates you, he's going to ride you hard, he's going to push you, there's muscle memory involved, and that's why I'm so big on trying to keep things like this short. And if you go to my YouTube, I have things on there called bite-size profit hacks. I just get straight to the point. I keep it short so you remember these things. So you can say, and if things are so long, people tend to drift off and kind of go to sleep on you. So that's why I'm more of a coach than a teacher, because I just want to shock you and tell you, come on, man, follow this program and things like that. And again, I'm not a public speaker. I'm not. I'm sure, as you're going to see throughout the time we're together, there might be things I mess up on, might be things I misspell. Hey, it happens. You hear the train in the background, so clearly I'm not one of these guys that likes to do whole long presentations to try to sell you on things. So, but I will tell you, I love e-commerce, and me doing these videos is harder than putting up a new store, and this is not even live. Okay, so there's a lot of other things that I could do. Risking money in e-commerce is something that's easier than these live or these trainings that aren't live. So now I am a husband, I'm a dad, and I hate the 9 to 5. So I probably have described many of you who have logged on to this to try to figure things out. Guys, so I'm right there with you. I'm going to give you things in terms of how me and you think. Okay, you guys are my target audience, and not just you guys, but I'm just saying I know many of you are this right here. So yes, I earn a good living online, but I'm not a big shot, and even if I continue to put up large numbers a month on Paxful, I'll always shun that stupid big shot image of the guy in the fast car and mansion on the beach and all those. I think those guys just want to sell people on hype and greed, and even worse, they're pushing you to want to start off on the wrong foot. Listen, there is more to life than money. I'm not going to tell you some rag to riches story and try to sell you on greed. This isn't one of those pitches. I'm going to just shoot straight with you, right to the point. Now, a few years back, a very successful businessman took me under his wing. He basically said, James, I've made over $25 million in e-commerce and want to start another project. If you agree to work for pennies for 18 months, I'll teach you everything I know. I only had to think about it for 30 seconds and I jumped on the opportunity, and I'm so glad I did. And that was my shortcut and mentorship. So you see, I already wasted some time and money trying to be an entrepreneur, and I failed. Well, within a short period of time of his mentorship, I was making money. He broke it down and showed me there's really only 3 parts to this business. Master each part separately, then put it together, and you are unstoppable. And he was right. Now, these 3 parts have helped me make the learning curve smaller in each endeavor I've taken on, including Paxful, guys. Don't shoot to make millions is number 1. Number 2, foundation matters, especially when it comes to Paxful. And I know I've been saying that even earlier. I was saying about this foundation and building the right ground. You have to build the right foundation. Like those small days that I showed you, 21%, and you're saying, oh, that's good. Oh, but trust me, there are days that are going to look bad. And people that don't have a right foundation, they're going to fail. They're going to get frustrated. They're going to want to quit. They're going to want to trade off of Paxful. And that's just number 2. Number 1 is don't shoot to make millions. You can't get to number 2 until you get number 1 clear in your head. And number 2 is very important. And number 3, success looks different to everyone. And that's why I'm here today, because it looks different. And that kind of rounds out my top 3 rules. And these are interchangeable, really, guys. I mean, I know I said, oh, pay attention to 1 and 2, but they're interchangeable. They're interchangeable. You can have this one as number 1 and number 2 as number 3. It doesn't matter. So after learning from my mentor, I decided 2 things. I also love to mentor those that are hungry and teachable. Number 2, that I'd like to give back. And I love teaching, or like I said, coaching, but I'm a teacher at heart. Just like I teach my boys mixed martial arts moves, I like teaching about e-commerce. The teacher always learns the most, so teaching also helps me. Guys, I didn't even realize there's some things I didn't even remember or learn until I had to go through and really dig down and be like, oh man, and I learned several things myself, even trying to figure out the things that I'm going to teach you. So guys, pay attention. So I'm fully persuaded that 99% of people will never make it in Paxful by just going through a course without a real hands-on support, phone calls, Skypes, live examples, etc. Now, do you know the difference between a travel agent and a tour guide? Yeah, well, in a later video, I'll share the difference and why it makes all the difference for your success. Now, here's what one of my students said. Again, guys, I'm not trying to sell you on any hype here or things like that. And this guy is someone that it didn't even have to put through half of the things that you guys are going to actually learn. This is just scratching the surface with this guy, and now he's off. He's doing his own thing. He's selling. He's still on Paxful. So and I think Paxful is just one of his revenues. His this whole thing about being an entrepreneur, you have to have 5 streams of income. I agree with that. And so Paxful could even be one of those streams, just like it was for this guy. And it helped him fund a lot of the big projects he was going to do. So like I covered earlier, I just want to get back to this. The first pitfall I want to cover, because I told you earlier that there's 5 pitfalls that you got to watch out for in Paxful, and I'm going to kind of just float them in there, so not all of them will have number 1. You might hear me say number 2, but you won't see it written out as it is here. So I'm going to get straight to the point. Every day I am going to be able to have a rate of 25 to 30%. Now guys, that sounds amazing, because when I first started, I was helping the mentor who taught me this, and he was showing me his rates, and they were like 26, 27, and those were low days. And then there were days when I was making my own account, and I was like, my goodness, I'm just like hitting the bottom here. I'm having to turn my rate down to like 11, 10%. And just so we are clear here, guys, this is from one sort of trade that I do on Paxful. And again, that one thing on Paxful that I'm going to share with you guys in my mentorship program, it's going to change your life. Seriously. So again, not every day is going to be 25 to 30%. There might be days where you come on towards the back half of it being really hot during the day and you might get a 21%. Or there might be times when you're really new, or you're just saying, I don't care what Landry is saying, I'm just going to jump on it, and there might and run my rates as high as I can, and I won't take anything less than that. And that's totally fine. You can do that. And then there's going to be the algorithm of Paxful itself. Yes, an algorithm. And I learned those things just like when I was in e-commerce. The better information you are continuing to feed the program inside Facebook and TikTok and Instagram. When I was running ads for my own ad agency, well then it's the same way how Paxful works, guys. It matters. The certain information you're telling Paxful, it matters. And so listen, even if you started with a seasoned account like mine and knew how to spot scams, and by the way, that's a pitfall. What did I tell you? I was going to cover 5, and this is number 2 right here. Spotting scams on Paxful, because it's a real thing. If your account is not optimized for conversions, you are dead. Well, I mean, you're not really dead, but your sales will suffer greatly. So let me show you a few tricks on my account so you can see what I'm talking about. How I said before, not everyone's going to get 25, 30%. Guys, that was 21% overall for the day. I wasn't just getting 21% on sometimes. There's things that help me, but I try to be very conservative when I run my numbers. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean. So these are what I call your trusted list. Trusted. Okay, you have trusted, you have untrusted people, and trusted. Your trusted are going to get you from days where you would have made 10%, and they're going to pump up that whole volume of spin. This guy, 35 trades with me. He's on my trusted list. This person over here, 8 trades, 7, and I just put up somewhere along the line of all my past trades, and I pulled all of these up. These are all my trusted people. These are the people that stuck with me from a little in the last part of last year all the way till now. So when they stuck with me in the last part of 2021, these guys are still trading with me today because they are on my trusted list. And these are the guys who they say all the time after the trade, hey, Landry, let me know when you're back on. Let me know when you're back on. These are the ones right here. 35 trades with this guy. And here's a little golden nugget, and I'm going to slip it in there. When I start my program, many times I try to tell people to keep your amount low in what you're trading with people. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, this is it right here. This is what we're trading, okay? One vanilla Visa Master gift card. This is the one trade I told you. This is how I make about 85% of all my money on Paxful. Right here, I'm giving it to you right here. This trade, okay? Selling Bitcoin for Visa MasterCards, and it's amazing, guys. Like I said, and this is my trusted list. This is some of the people from my trusted list, 35 trades. Now, when people get on my trusted list, and here's a little golden nugget, when people get on my trusted list, I do trades with them from anywhere from $200 all the way to $500, okay? $200 to $500. So all of these you're seeing aren't even lower than $200. Let's see, this guy 41, and this is one of my big guys right here. He does nothing but $500 cards. This one does nothing but $500 cards. This one does nothing but $500 cards, and so on and so forth. If you're seeing my point, guys. And if you're, like I said, a seasoned account and you're jumping on this thing, and even at what you saw, 29%, and people like that are only spend, you saw it, 75 trades with that guy spending 500 and all of that. Well, that's how you get great dates like this, when all you have to do is turn on your trusted list, and this is what you're getting all day, 29%. But I digress. Back to what I was talking about. Now, I'm not sure why, but people like to overcomplicate things, okay? Earning 10K or whatever you consider good money to be per month and changing your life with your own Paxful business is really simple. It's only 3 parts. But if you mess up on any of the 3 parts, you will fail. Part 1, which we already covered, is having an optimized account. For those who are becoming students, I will break down what makes an account visible in a sea of others who have been using Pax longer. Trust me, guys, this cut my learning curve in half, especially even with the mentor who trained and taught me. He taught me these simple breakdown things, how to make your account better, how all of these. But there were things I was able to figure out along the way that got me to pretty much making close to the same things he was making. He's been doing it longer, but close to making the same things he was making so quickly too. So, and that's what I'm going to show you. Now, the second and third parts are, number 2, which you just saw, trusted list. And I'll share some insane tricks that I've learned from years in marketing, but even with them, you will still have some losing days. I mean, who else will tell you that? You're still going to have some losing days. And what I consider losing might be different from what you consider losing, okay? And they might not even be losing days to you, but I'm always going to push you to try your best and do more. Now, I told you I'm a straight shooter. Yes, some of your trades you work with cannot be trusted, okay? Some of the guys you get, they've been on your trusted list for a long time. Some of them can't be trusted. That list I showed you, I just kept it kind of short to certain people that I do trust, but there was others that I trusted very, very well, super well, and it bit me in the butt. But that's not going to happen to you guys, trust me. Now, because the ones who turn out to be faithful, those make all the difference. That's why I don't really care about a trusted guy here and there, because the ones, like I showed you, 75 trades, 65 trades, whatever it was, those are the guys who are faithful. Now, again, that was just a short list of my trusted. There's still a lot more, but I just wanted to kind of cover that. Now, number 3, and you got to understand this is the third part. Once again, you can make this all tough on yourself and super complex, or just do it my formulaic way where you can actually skip the losses like I wish I could have done. There's going to be some things I try to show you, and you're going to need patience, guys. It's all about patience, and it's all about that foundation, okay? It's all about that foundation. You want to build for yourself and your family. If you don't have the patience to trade smart and follow simple instructions, you are building a house of cards, okay? All it takes is a little outside wind to blow it down. Trust me. I mean, most of these things, all of these rules I'm telling you are written in money. Like they say, oh, that those warning signs are written in blood. Well, I'm telling you all of these are written in money. Lost money along the way, okay? And maybe blood later if you don't get things turned around. Now, part 2, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my trusted list. Here's just a quick overview of what I'll be covering on the next video. There are 2 ways to build a trusted list, okay? Number 1, you write it down and tell yourself how much each person is allowed to trade with you, right? You print it out, you put it on your wall. Or you use Paxful, and Paxful has a great system to try to give you some trusted sellers, and I'm going to break that down very slowly so you can see how I've done that and how I've built such a huge list of over 2,000 trusted traders on my whole list. And like I said to you guys, those guys are the ones who trade with me anywhere from $200 to $500 a trade. Okay, now I've made a lot of money from my trusted list, but as with anything, there are some downsides. So again, I'm going to cover that on the next video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a good one.